Welcome everybody to another episode of The Filler. We have a stacked crowd with us today. Our host or co-host, or host, I don't even know how it works when co-host. I don't know how any of that works. But our fellow host, Nagi's gonna be joining us in a little bit, in a couple minutes. But we did want to just get started here. Like I said, we have a stacked amount of people. Just a PSA for everybody, just in case I forget. This will be the last episode for a couple weeks. We will be back probably the first Thursday in April. But this will be the last episode for March, where we take a tiny break. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about Rarity streaming, and I have some Rarity streamers here with us to answer some questions, kind of talk about their journey, pros, cons, successes, failures, and all that good stuff. But before we get started into the Q&A and kind of talking about the topic, we're going to go and get the introductions underway. So first, to my right, if you're looking, it's my left. Directions up, down. I need a compass. But we have QWAVII. QWAVII, tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm QWAVII or Liv. I'm a variety streamer. I've been streaming for about 2 years, and at first I did it for fun, and I started getting into it. I love content creating. I love playing different games and just growing with the knowledge of progressing in a game. I like to play FPS, Call of Duty, Apex. Just like to have fun. I like to bring our personality into a lot of different things. But yeah, it's me in a nutshell, just a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on in. We got next Mr. D Flawless from the Diamond Club.
Hey guys, my name is D Flawless. I'm a family-friendly entertainer / creator. Mostly play Destiny. We've been doing a lot of Apex lately, but we also do some fun stuff like Pokemon and RPGs. Been checking out Outrider, stuff like that. So, you also may have seen a few of the weird videos that I've done on Twitter, but we're not going to talk about that. But so that's me.
I had to say, Flawless has some of the weirdest but coolest follow videos I've ever seen before. It's like the most unique thing I've ever seen. Flawless, it's it's been a long time coming. I'm glad to have you on.
Yeah, glad to be on. Thank you.
Next, we have a guest that we had on our first live show over from Mixer, Mr. Ryan Uzumaki. No relation to Naruto or Boruto, but
how did you know?
Ryan, tell us about yourself.
So I'm Ryan. I am a variety streamer as well. I play basically anything and everything as long as it's not a MOBA or a survival game. I play a lot of Fall Guys, is what people might know me for nowadays. Play Siege. But yeah, I like to play a bunch of single player, multiplayer, indie, and retro games, and new release as well. So I'm always excited for the next game that comes out. Like It Takes Two at the end of the month. Always excited for something new. But yeah, that's me. I'm awkward. Hi.
Awesome, Ryan. And last but not least, he's under the age of 18, but I got consent from his parents to appear on the show.
Okay, buddy. Okay.
We have Mr. ALQHA. ALQHA, tell us about yourself.
Google Doc. I'm kidding. Hi, I'm ALQHA. I'm a variety streamer who does Minecraft videos on YouTube as well. I've been doing content for a little under a year now, and I stream variety at very absurd hours of the night every weekend. You can find me under the name ALQHA everywhere other than Twitter, where it's ALQHA, and TikTok, where it's ALQHA Live.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming on. Like I said, Nagi's going to be joining us in a little bit, but let's just get kind of into the topic. Rarity streaming, or variety streaming, however you want to say it, is one of those topics where it's a little bit difficult for newer streamers to kind of get into, because you want to build a community, and it's difficult to do that, obviously, if you're focusing on so many games. The obvious goal for most streamers is to be able to build a community where no matter what game you're playing, they're going to follow you. So not that, if you're only playing this one game, if you're not playing it, then your numbers drop, stuff like that. But for newcomers that are coming in, let's say somebody's about to start streaming, would you recommend to start off rarity, or would you say, hey, focus actually on one game, build a community, and then kind of go from there? And anybody can jump on this.
It depends what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, whenever been asked this question, I always go with play what you want to play. Like you could start being like, hey, like Fortnite does well for numbers. I'm gonna play Fortnite. But if you get known for Fortnite and you change to say Destiny, like people are gonna be like, this isn't Fortnite. I'm gonna leave, and then you're back to square one. No, you know what I mean? Like you want to be known. Like play what you want to play. You're the person. Don't let the game necessarily dictate who you are and who your audience, what you want your audience to become. You know what I mean? Like you want your audience to be following you around on any game that you play, not necessarily like you're always gonna have it where people will only be there on certain games, and that's fine. But like, do it because you want to, not because you feel like this is a numbers game. Like stream because you're having fun, not because like this is the new hot trend. You know what I mean? Like that at least that's my 2 cents on it. So has always been.
I agree with Ryan on that. I think that you should really honestly just play whatever you feel like what you enjoy. Because if you're not enjoying it, I feel like it shows when you're streaming. Then again, so on YouTube, what I do is I used to do full variety on there. Like I would go from 1 week from Phasmophobia, the next to Scrap Mechanic or something like that. And the reason I stopped doing that and I just settled on Minecraft was because with YouTube, I started to take more of like a data like driven approach to it. And what the issue was with my YouTube back then was YouTube has to build an audience profile for you. And so if you're like you're going from like Minecraft to suddenly you're playing like Fallout or something like that, it's very difficult to like for it to recommend your videos to people because it doesn't know who to recommend it to. So I just kind of stuck with Minecraft there. But on Twitch, I've been doing variety because I have a community there and I've been growing pretty steadily. And yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. I feel like with Twitch, it's kind of easier to do variety a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense because Twitch doesn't have like an algorithm for discoverability.
Yeah.
So really you can play kind of whatever. It's based, I guess, on you building a community within a game and then hoping that they hit the follow and then they come through and they watch you play other stuff because they like your personality or they like, the streamer and not necessarily they watching for the game.
And it also
Yeah.
helps if you're like building your community on another platform, like with YouTube or TikTok or something like that.
I
Then they
was-
bring them over there.
Yeah, the multiple
did-
platforms helps because it solidifies like who you are. Because if you want to be known for your personality, then you have to put yourself out there. You can't like play a game, switch up games, and expect people to just come if that's all you're kind of doing. Like there's people that are on Twitter, there's people on Instagram. You gotta diversify where you're putting out content because it just makes you more well-rounded as a personality. So that also helps.
And I agree. Building off platform because I mean Twitch discoverability it's basically non-existent, right? I mean, so I think the first game I streamed was like Final Fantasy. I've always been a Destiny main. The first game I streamed, I'm pretty sure, was either Final Fantasy 8, something weird. And I just played that, and then I kind of got into the creating the videos off stream that people seem to enjoy, and just kind of building an audience. So I guess if you're asking what type of advice you would give, I would suggest having a main game, having a home base, like still play what you want when you want to play it, but like people know that I'm a Destiny guy. I like Destiny, but I'm also going to be checking out. I've been playing a lot of Apex, and then you can build in that community, and then you can build in the Outriders community, and then you have all these communities coming together, and before you know it, you have an audience. So
yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Like start, trying to put your roots down somewhere because people will come to you and people will stay for the game in the beginning. Like initially everyone's going to stay for the game if you don't really have anything to, you're just starting out. They're going to come for the game, but make them stay for you. But you have to get started somewhere. You can't just, gotta get started somewhere.
exactly.
What's did everybody here kind of start with like a very main game in the beginning, or is it just like you just started and you were just playing a different game every stream?
I think I started with like Apex.
Call of Duty. I was stuck on it.
I used to switch like
it
every
was
2 weeks or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
ALQHA used to stream a different game every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like I would go from Apex and then what's it called, Rainbow Six, and then I went to Roblox for a really long time because I was like, oh, this is working. I didn't even like the game. I was just like, this is working. It's good for viewers. And then I got bored and I realized everybody in my chat is like 10 years old and I do not. I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is no bueno. Yeah, and then after that, for like in August, I went full out Warframe, and then I went back. I took like a week break because I got really burnt out, and then I went back in full variety from there.
So, numbers wise, how did that really affect you? Were you going like up and down, or did you like change a game when you saw the numbers were going down?
I don't really remember like early on. I remember that my growth was like pretty steady, so like it would go up. So I would stick with a game if it was doing well. If one day I streamed something and it was like, okay, it was like 2 viewers or something like that, I was like, maybe I'll switch and try another game today. And that wasn't a really good mindset to have for that. So after a while, obviously I switched up to, Warframe, which was actually really enjoying. And I had a really good like steady like community growing there. And then after I kind of got burnt out, it went down a little bit, and then full variety again, and it started to steadily grow up again.
Okay. And QWAVII, you said you were all in on Call of Duty for a while.
Yeah, which is a horrible thing. How saturated it was, but it was the game I like loved, and it was the reason I started streaming, just to get better. Free time. It wasn't like I'm gonna be a content creator. I was just free time. And then that I didn't get too far in that, but then like after a while, the one game that kind of gave me growth before like actual growth was like Brawlhalla. That was like the free to play game. Everyone was playing it. It just what's up, Nug?
He's just shaking his head.
He's
man.
just shaking his head. I grew
Listening, don't
to-
mind me. Don't mind me. I'm listening. Go ahead. Ignore me.
I learned to like have fun with it, but I hated the community. It was like everyone was like, "Hey, can I play? Can I play 1v1?" Like it was cool and it was good for numbers, but it was like I hated it. Like I loathed it, and I still loathe it today. Like, man, this community is just annoying, and But after that, I took the time to like see what I really want. Like, okay, let me switch off. Let me go to Apex. Let me invest in my personality, get myself out there instead of just playing this game. And it went down for a little bit. Like my viewership went down, whatever growth went down, but then it popped back up once. Like, you just gotta grind through it. That's all it is. You grind through.
Yeah.
Flawless, what about you?
Looking at the camera, I'm looking at Mike. I want everybody to know that I'm not looking at y'all. I'm looking at Mike. Okay. You realize I still have. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all.
Gotcha.
This man came in with his jacket on, his mask on.
I can't, bro.
He didn't finish his Big Mac yet.
No,
that
bro.
McDonald's cup.
I didn't even drink no juice, bro.
That's like when you late for work and you come in with food and your boss be looking at you and you had time to
Still
stop.
smell like cold. The only thing I took off, I shit you not, was my sneakers. That was the only thing I changed. I literally came in the house and sat in my computer. I want you to understand the dedication I had to this show, Mike. Don't you ever fucking ignore me when I ask you something. Don't you ever fucking ignore me. Don't you? I'm dedicated, you motherfucker. Oh my God, bro. I rushed my ass home, bro. I'm sorry to interrupt y'all. I know I came in late. I know I apologize. I'm trying to get my life together. Trust me. Okay, just bear with me. Y'all all are amazing. This is the first time that I've been out prettied by everybody on this channel except Mike. I don't mean to say that about all of the other guests. Yeah, I've out-sexted me. It's a whole completely different category. This one is out pretty because you just got a bunch of pretty. Look at Ryan. Look at Ryan. Look at Ryan. Look at Flawless.
Look at the Flawless. I
might give a fuck about you, Mike. Look at QWAVII. Look at QWAVII. I love her. I love her. She fucking it up.
Much love.
Teach me how to dance. Cut the bullshit. ALQHA, I ain't forget about you, bro. I ain't forget about you, bro. They smile, bro. Smile, bro. I gotta smile, bro. I'm the only one that can be mad on this show. I'm sorry, I interrupted y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, Flawless.
Oh man. What were we talking about?
First, what game did you start out with?
Yeah, so I started out just random Final Fantasy. I just knew I was going to finish that game on stream. I think I streamed it like twice. But I did get my first follower off that game, and that's kind of how I knew that I wanted to continue on with the content creation, because that was like a weird feeling. Like I was sitting at 0 and then one guy popped in and he was like, "Oh, hey, you should try this." And then I was like, "All right, cool. Thanks, man." Then he dropped the file. I was like, "Oh man, that's I got an adrenaline rush off of that." And then I just wanted to, I just wanted to
First
keep
5
going.
followers, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, I'm popping, bro. And then it's crickets after that.
Man,
And then I've always, what made me aware of Twitch in the first place has been Destiny. So I kind of hunkered down and made Destiny my home. So that's usually what I'm streaming, although recently I've been doing a lot of Apex and probably going to be doing a lot of Outriders when it's fully out. But any type of new hotness that's out, best believe when the Final Fantasy remake is done, I'm going to be all over that. When Pokemon Diamond Pearl comes out, I'm going to be all over that. Legends, all that, so I'm not married to a game, but Destiny is my home, I would say.
And Ryan, what about you?
I actually can't remember what I started on. I remember my very first game was Bastion by the people that made Hades.
your
Like, I
voice.
remember that much.
I
Huh?
love your voice. I
Oh
love
my
your
god.
voice.
Hello? But yeah, I think I was kind of maybe focusing a lot on Forza Horizon 4, I think, back in the day. Like at the beginning. I just remember playing that a lot when I first started streaming. Because I think it came out in like the October previous or something. And then yeah, like the main game that I kind of eventually got around to was Siege. That was like my thing. Even though I'm like very much in the Destiny community, like in terms of who I speak to, I don't play it a whole lot. Because like when we moved to Twitch, like that was kind of the game I started being like, I'm gonna play more of this because I want to stick around with all my friends. And then I was just like, I don't really play this very well. I'm gonna let everyone else do it. So then Fall Guys came out, and I'm just like, this is my game. I've been excited for this for a year, and now everyone else seems to love it. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay here for a bit, and that's where I still am. And Siege is like every now and again, but
Ryan, how many
I'm
how many
not doing this
crowns?
for attention. I'm not. I promise.
He's totally doing it for attention.
I'm not. Because I know once I do it, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" I promise it's her. Don't do it, bro.
oh my god,
Don't do it, bro.
no!
Look at the little
She's so
kitty.
small. Oh
Y'all don't
my
pay
god.
attention. Y'all don't pay attention. Y'all don't listen.
Cutest kitten.
Heck,
What's her
Some
name?
kitty hype.
Bulla is her name.
Paula?
Bulla.
Oh,
Vegeta has
Bulla.
2 kids. Vegeta has 2 children, Trunks or Bulla. And at first, I thought
I got that
she-
reference.
There you
She
go.
don't
There you
breathe,
go.
man.
I thought she was. No, Bulla has blue hair. Bulla has hair like her mom.
Oh, okay.
But this was kind of weird because Missy here has chin hair like her old man. She has a patch.
Not the patch.
Get out of my mouth.
She smelled the McDonald's.
She has a patch. I didn't eat it.
Oh,
Mike.
Not my
Now
fault.
I'm doing this for attention. I'm doing this one for attention. I'm doing this for attention.
Oh.
What was we talking about? We were talking about first games. First games. Oh no. Honestly, Ryan, were you done?
Yeah, I was done.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I didn't interrupt. Were you gonna ask me, Mike, or were you just gonna answer? You just gonna forget about me?
I was
No,
about
you
to
can't
ask
just-
Ryan a follow-up question, and then you kind
That's
of
okay.
interrupted me.
All right, good.
So it was
Okay.
I was gonna just ask Ryan how many crowns you have already in Fall Guys.
I think we're on 530. I think.
Jesus, I haven't even got one.
Lord.
Bro,
said what?
I haven't
That's
got
not
one.
four.
What?
You got what? You got what?
530 wins. I think was what we got to today. I believe.
What is your Steam
And
playtime?
Destiny since
I can
year
find
one, I don't
out.
think I've won 500.
Right. Why? My question is just why. My question is literally why. What do you? You are.
I love Fall Guys.
Matter of fact, fuck the why. I just want you to teach me to have that same level of appreciation and acceptance.
Focus.
And not even focus, bro. He is playing a game that gives you nothing. For
Oh my
winning.
god.
And
When
he's
he
I'm
won
joins a
500
match, it's
times.
just like spiritual pressure. They can all sense the amount of crowns he has on him.
Right, but think about it. He's playing a game that gives you nothing upon winning, and he's won 500
I have
times.
fun displaying it.
He has absolute satisfaction. Fuck all of that. Teach me that. I want to
That's
be able. I play
contentment.
Destiny, and I am
Upset.
the game that I started. Get off of my shit. What are you doing? games?
But yeah,
Oh my god,
It's,
what did you ruin? Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
What?
He just
He
a
needs
mess.
a live cameraman to just follow him. Like,
Yeah, we need the
what's
bullet
happening?
cam.
The
Heard
bullet
that
cam.
before? I'm not going to show you that. That is not what it's supposed to. If I showed you it, you would not know what it is. It was supposed to be a shirt.
I
Oh.
don't know.
Don't meow. Don't meow at me. Don't meow at me. You started
Mercy,
this.
Nogi, mercy.
Do you have any idea what she does to me? Are you shitting me? I have scars on my head from holding a couch above
Oh
it.
damn. Okay.
She would. This is a little sidebar, a little tangent. You guys know I wear beanies a lot. That happens because I'm comfortable in beanies. However, for one particular reason, I actually have to wear one because I have a scar here because I was holding the couch above my head, begging, pleading. There was a blood-curdling sound coming out of my body.
Ew.
Pleading that bullet would move from the one corner that she was in, where for some odd god-awful reason, that was exactly where the couch was just about to land. And she, being a scaredy cat, thought that I can't be mad because I'm an aggressive person. She thought that she was in trouble. What do cats do when they get in trouble? They stand there in one spot and don't move. And then move away from you as you try to grab them because they think that they're in trouble and they think that you're going to hurt them. So while I'm trying to grab her to save her life, she's pulling away from me to save her life. I was so infuriated. I was just, please move. All you gotta do is move. That was it. I was it.
So poetic.
And I got hit in the head with a couch.
What a story.
No, you from
Ryan,
New
how
York?
many hours? I need to know.
What happened?
470.
You from New York?
hours.
You already know what the vibes are.
That's 470 since like
I'm
last
from
July
Brooklyn,
or
man.
August.
I was born in Brooklyn, raised in the Bronx.
Brooklyn? And raised in the Bronx?
Yes, sir. I got all the crazy. I spent
the
time in
reason?
Staten Island.
What is the
We'll talk
reason?
about it. What's the reason? Homelessness. I've lived it. My life is an open book. That's actually why that's how we kind of started this show. To answer Mike's question, what was the first game? First game I streamed had to have been Destiny. That was definitely
So basically the game like you started with and kind of the games that you stream right now.
The game I started with was absolutely Destiny. It started off with that, and we landed. That was when we was pushing Little Eye Radio. Me and you, we pushed Little Eye Radio. We got affiliate. Our very first like major acknowledgement for the channel was from She Snaps. I'll never forget that shit. It was from She Snaps, Lupo, bro, man. That was literally what like started the entire obsession with content creation, because once I experienced that, I realized how much streaming can actually impact somebody's life in general. It's wild how certain things really come down and dial down to just small pinpointed situations. Because to be quite honest, all of the games that we kind of played to start this career, I mean, that was what we was interested in, but what kept us was really just the experience. Like for instance, Quay, she's the first 5 followers is like ecstasy. Yes, all of it. Heroin, drug, whatever drug you. You know what I'm saying? It was orgasmic. It was phenomenal. First couple of followers. My first couple of followers was the homies. So it was more like the first 10 because the homies was like the first 6, right? So I can't really, but nonetheless, that first couple of growth interactions, like that first real never met you never met them, they hopped in from word of mouth kind of shit. Like that first is like, yo, we met. Stop biting the shirt. I love my cat because my cat is already used to my volume, so I can literally scream at that same exact decibel, and she won't bother.
She's like, huh?
She could
Is
sleep
he
right there.
talking again?
She could fall
Can
asleep.
we ban rebuking from chat?
Don't mind him.
Can we ban rebuking?
Mario look like Super Mario. This is true.
I kind of do.
But yeah.
Nagi, but the other question that we were asking for like people who are just started streaming, would you recommend to kind of just go all in on rarity, or would you just start with one game?
I strongly suggest going variety. There's
Don't do it.
it's pros and cons. It's pros and cons. The reasons why I strongly suggest going for variety.
I already know what you're about to say.
Which is true. A lot of people know the format. They already know the system, right? It's always more intelligent to solidify a particular game, right? So if you go for one game, grow in that community and so on and so forth, that's fine. Unfortunately, it's a blessing and a curse. Solidifying yourself in one particular community, not forcing, but consistently being a part of one particular community makes you solidified in that community. If you don't take the opportunity in the beginning stages to introduce and make a normality of variety content, you will be typecast into the gameplay that you're choosing. So I
This is
strongly
true.
suggest implementing variety content. It doesn't have to be constant variety, but implementing unique and different content as soon as you start will then make people more prone to expecting numerous things from
Can
you
I
outside of
can I
one
bounce off
particular
that?
thing. Absolutely.
Can I bounce off that?
Absolutely.
So everything you said, I agree with completely.
Mhm.
Now, for the average person who might not have gotten into their groove of content creating or gotten into a groove of having a personality on camera, as
True.
you said, like this is the entertainment business. I don't know how you want to look at it. To me, it's entertainment business. Like
100%.
people who know how to work the camera, who know how to talk, who know how to like connect with
Right.
people. That's
Right.
not something everyone naturally has, and
True.
that's not something that everyone can do. So
Mhm.
I was like, I like to play devil's advocate. I like to argue with people. So like I was going off of don't do variety stream, like don't do a variety streaming, because if you do a single game, it'll give you the tools of how to create like a little video. Let me show you how to my sensitivity on Apex. Let me show you why this is my favorite character on Apex. Like you'll find your groove in that game because you're practicing creating content for a specific thing, specific
Right.
people,
Right.
but everything you said, I completely agree with.
And
But
I'm
in
about
other
to
words,
bounce off exactly what you just said. But we just about to be a whole bunch of lucha libres out here. You know what I'm saying? We about
I
to be.
love Lucha Libre.
Yeah, I threw it out
Yo.
there. I threw it out there because I was waiting for somebody to catch it. You know what I'm saying? I'm logical with this anyway. But to bounce off of what you're saying is 100% spot on. Absolutely. So that would lead me to the conclusion of running it to Mike, because the question that he asked was portraying on someone who's starting out with content creation. What would be the best bet? Would it be going into direct, particularly staying into one community, or being a variety
oh, if
caster?
you're established, yeah.
When in reality, the question should have been someone just connecting to particularly what you were saying. As you're starting out content creation, what should be the best focus to focus on? What should be the main thing that you should be
Mm.
solidifying first? That is where your response will 100% go into play, because ultimately the main thing that you should do before going into any community is solidifying exactly who you are as an individual.
Get your talents
That's the
down and
main,
whatnot.
not even the talents, just being able to identify who you are naturally. One of the most important things that I personally tell people before they hype into content creation, because of the fact that content creation is so enormously surrounded by replications, by unique and diverse ways of doing the exact same thing. We all play the same game in different ways constantly. So we're constantly reinventing ourselves and constantly giving out new portrayals of who we naturally are. If you can't solidify who you are as a human being, you're not going to know exactly what foundation to particularly build off, which means that every time you hop into a game, you're going to be lost. You have no idea who you are or how to do different things outside of what everybody else is doing. Eventually, you're going to start becoming a cash cow dedicated to following the exact same format that everybody else is doing, which will in turn make you lost in the directory because you're not going to pop out. If you
What
know
if I
who
have
you are,
multiple personalities?
if you have multiple personalities, then
Jeez.
to solidify on it. And I love people who kind of throw those hot, you know what I'm saying, those hot take questions. If having multiple personalities is something that you naturally have, then that is your multiple personality. Who are you deciding to be on that particular day? A prime example is that character from what's that franchise, that movie franchise from Glass? It was Glass, it was Unbreakable, and it was the other dude,
And
the
Split.
Beast.
Yeah.
Split. Okay, that dude. Let's talk about that guy, right? Let's say that he has multiple personalities. Some of them murderous, some of them comical, some of them patient, whatever the case may be. We all know that character. We would all go see that character because of the fact that he has split personalities. Because of the fact that every single time we go to his stream, he's a different character. So that's why we go, because we're waiting to see which character is going to show up. So even though the characters are different, we're still going there for one reason. You see what I'm saying? That's your stick. That's your niche. So if you know even if you don't know who you are, solidifying who you are on the platform is the most important thing. At that point, it doesn't matter what community you're in. It doesn't matter. At that point, you have the foundation. You have everything that you need in line to go into any particular community and say, I like Destiny right now. I'm going to go and do Nogi content with Destiny. I'm gonna go. What is it, QWAVII? You was saying that you was playing Call of Duty for one time. I'm gonna go into the COD community and make NOGI content. It's a completely different perspective. You shouldn't go into a community and say, I want to make D2 content. You should say, I want to make NOGI content for D2. I want to make NOGI content for COD. I want to make NOGI content for Fable or for, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. How can I do How can I do X, Y, and Z in that particular community? It has to be a completely different perspective. So anybody who's starting out, if you have, and I'm going to redirect it because she definitely has a point. Put me in my place by all means. That's why I love these conversations. If you're starting out, first and foremost, solidify, like you guys said, one, solidify your talent, solidify who you are, solidify what it is that you're trying to be in the communities as an individual outside of the industry's titles. And once that's solidified, once you know for sure exactly who you are and who you want to be, specifically in this platform, specifically in this industry, then you just pick and choose what type of community you want to be a part of. And then you start that process of venturing out, learning who the people are, that the concept of networking and so on and so forth. I don't use that as a terminology. I have a completely different, I have a completely different notion on what that is.
As do I.
Go into any community, and off grip, you'll be able to weed out who you want to be around. Like everything falls into place because you know who you are on the inside. You know who you are as a person. So like for instance, we both know that there's multiple communities in Destiny. I know who I am as an individual, so I know exactly who I want to be a part of and who I don't want to be a part of, who I interact with, who I don't need to interact with, and so on and so forth. And then you navigate your career through that. One thing that I want people to understand is that everybody who compares themselves to other people when it comes down to streaming and so on and so forth, please understand that your lane is particularly your lane. Who's the most important streamer that we all know today, right? Who's your top? If you had an opportunity to say your top tier streamer, if I had to think of a top tier streamer, the first or content creator, the main two people that come to my mind is Berleezy and Corey Kenshin. Those are the main people that I watch when it comes down to content creation. They're the content that I enjoy the most. And their group, right? RDC, all of those guys. All of those guys have fantastic content, right? So we see them up here. Please understand that there is a NOGI lane that could get me to RDC, Berleezy, Corey Kenshin level status. There is a NOGI lane that could get me to a Corey Kenshin level status. Please understand that that is the same for everybody. Stop comparing yourself to other lanes. Your lane can get you to the exact same level. You just got to stay.
Yeah, I mean, it goes. It's the problem is not the person. It's it goes back to the discoverability. People feel like they're struggling just because they're not.
That's such a wishy-washy.
They're not known.
I feel like saying that. I understand the concept of that particular argument, but to equate discoverability as one of the major problems is. It's a blessing and a curse. It's a double-edged sword because on one side it's 100% true, right? On one side it's 100% true, but then on the other side you have it being 100% true, but then you have other people who are using it as an exploit to soften the cushion of the reality blow, which is that they're not trying.
Oh, for sure.
So it's incredibly hard to really be like some people a person who was like, I only stream for 3 days out of 45.
Yeah, for 2 hours at a time.
I ain't getting no traction.
Come on, Twitch. Why you ain't show nobody my channel? Like, chill.
Yeah, then how long me and my homies be streaming, man? Yeah, because you know how many times I said this shit. I'm gonna tell you a true story, bro. I'm gonna tell you a true story. There was one time where I was 100% not feeling well, right? 100% not feeling well. In my VOD right now, and out of all of my VODs on my channel right now to this day, because it happened like 2 or 3 days ago. There was a point in time where I got up from my chair. I walked to the bathroom. So on the VOD, there's a point where I'm not sitting in my chair. I was throwing my face up. I was vomiting so crazy. I was going for like 6 minutes, dying. And I came right back and I sat in this chair for another 3 hours. Motherfucker, I was not type of streaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some people really out here grinding for that. So when it comes down to what works, what doesn't work, and so on and so forth, one thing that I will state is that when it comes down to effort, you are guaranteed exactly what you get back. You're guaranteed progress. You're just not guaranteed success.
I believe that too. I think a lot of people don't have the tools, and like, yeah, you should go out and get the tools. Like I said, everyone's different. Every human is different. Some people have a better work ethic. Some people don't know what they're doing. That like they don't know what they're doing. Like when I first started streaming, I thought I just had to press the button. I made
Same.
some clips, made some clips, threw them up on Instagram, threw them up on Twitter, but I didn't know how to get myself out there. Some people don't know how to market themselves. So that's also like, oh man, you've been streaming for 2 years. I've been streaming for 3 years, all day, all night. And it's like, that's not all you have to do. Plus you gotta you just
There's
gotta
so much
market
more
yourself.
to it.
So
It's
you
networking.
gotta remember there's always someone out there that's working harder than you. Like
Always.
that's not to like discourage you, but like you gotta know that there's people out there putting out YouTube videos every day. There's people out there on TikTok every day. You can't say
know
like I've been
all the
doing
time.
this and like it's not working. Like you gotta work
All the time.
harder. You have to
Mhm.
for
Constantly
yourself.
improving. Yeah.
You
Especially when
can't. There's always something you can improve on.
you are knocking it right on that. If you touch that shirt one more time, I'm going backflip. Oh my god!
Still eating it. What is even left of it?
I don't even know what's left of it. I'm just looking at it because it doesn't even look. It's just fabric. Stop. Anyway, I don't want to take it from her because she's having fun and she don't really have a lot of toys because I take them because she destroys them. Proof, case in point. It's not even a toy. It's destroy. I can't. This is a terrible.
So
mistake.
yeah, I agree 100%. It's about the work you put in.
Absolutely.
And I know when I started, I was just like everybody else. I was like going live, just all right. Let's wait for the people to pile in.
we
like,
went
bro.
live. What is it? Because we started on Little. I'm gonna give y'all all the secrets because I don't be hiding nothing from nobody. We started Little Light Radio, bro. Mike was working at GameStop. I was working at Starbucks, and Purple was working at GameStop. Purple eventually got fired and started working for somebody else. I eventually got fired and started working for Starbucks more often. Anyway, we would leave work and show up, do a video dependent on at first in the beginning we were trying to do multiple videos a week. We were trying to fork out at least 2 to 3 videos a week. And the way that we did it was we had we came together with this makeshift recording studio setup. Came to Perp's apartment, sat in a circle, recorded our shit, and then originally we gave it to Rob. Remember Rob? Originally we gave it to Rob who edited it. He only edited 1 video for us, by the way, and then said it was too much for him. And then was like, nah, I can't do it anymore. I gotta get started on school. I'm like, motherfucker, school don't start till like 6 months, bro. You gonna sit you spent 2 hours editing, bro. Anyway, mind you, this was just that's it.
I'm sorry.
Mind you, as soon as he said that shit, I was like, all right, bro, I'll do this shit myself. Taught myself how to edit, and then started doing the design work, the editing work, the transitions, the panels for the channel. I pulled everything out my black ass. Oh, bitch. Every time I ain't pull work at Little Light Radio, I break your legs. Oh my God. Anyway, I put a lot of work in Little Light Radio, bro. We all did. Anyway, we're like we started that, and every single time I went live, I always thought that every single person that we interacted with on Instagram and so on and so forth, all I gotta do is go live and they'll show up. No. You know why? There was no.
They got lives. They got jobs.
There was no. Bro, I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I had people at work come into my streams. How many times we had somebody at work show up into our channels, bro? Being at work don't mean shit. Being busy don't mean shit. If your channel,
if they want to be there, they're gonna be there.
If they want to be there, they gonna be there, bro. If your channel,
and we had like what 10,000. We had like 10,000 followers at that point on Instagram.
Thousands of followers never showed up. The problem was not them. The problem was not that they was busy. The problem was not their time. And the problem was my content. I provided no reason for you to be there. I'm not confused when people don't show up to my channel. If I'm not doing anything spontaneously interesting, how the hell am I going to expect people to be
That's what I always tell people in the beginning. Y'all got you got to look at yourself. Like watch your VODs. If you're not going to watch your VODs, no one else is going to want to watch you either. Like people will be like, I've been streaming it. I'm like, but you're bored. Like, ain't no.
So that's very valid. So that's very valid. But here's what I was saying with the discoverability thing. Like, do we we'll take Nogi for example. Nogi, do you feel like you're at the place where you want to be as a streamer?
Feel like, but that's another. See, that's.
Well, I'm asking that question to get to another question.
I understand that, but you gotta understand the question that you're asking is an important question. I'm pretty sure that it lines up to exactly what it is that you're trying to say, but who you're asking is what's throwing a monkey wrench into your gears.
I took that question as in like personality, like am I bringing all I can to the table like
So
personality
not
wise.
not that.
That's why I
I'm
don't
talking
think he
about
meant
in terms
my
of this your success in
the
your
growth
streaming
and all
career.
that.
Do you feel
I
like where
think
you
I
should be
think
or want to be?
I think that based on the knowing exactly how much work I put in, knowing exactly when I bullshitted, and I'm calling myself on all cards, right?
Right.
Again, this is exactly why I'm saying it's the person you're talking to that's like I'm a very self-aware individual. So
Right.
to
That's why I asked you.
right to shortly put it based off of knowing the exact amount of work, the exact amount of work ethic, all of that fucking hard. Oh my god.
Because you've been going for how many years now?
I've been streaming seriously for about 2 to 3 years, but I've been creating content for about 5.
Okay, go ahead with what you were saying.
Now, again, to solidify the amount of work that I've put in, the amount of time I've put in, the amount of bullshit that I've played around, the amount of times that I procrastinated, hesitated, didn't follow through, didn't follow up, X, Y, and Z, I feel like that I'm exactly where I should be. Yes, I feel like I'm exactly where my amount of what I feel like I have exactly what I've put out so far. I feel like I've put out a tremendous amount of work, but I know for a fact that I have been lackluster in certain situations. I feel that right now I could be 100% a way more successful streamer than I am currently, but I know
Why?
1000% that that's 100% me. I know that.
So that's you being self-reflective on what
that's
you
me
did
being
do.
100% self. And that's the important part about this entire industry. That's the important part. That's the one thing that I wish that I knew so severely now when I first started, because at least I know that I would have gotten the same exact amount. So I know that I would have, like, my precision would have been a lot better if I understood that part of the career more.
And we're kind of on the same, because I'm like thinking, if I'm just coming up on a year. This month makes a year of streaming on Twitch.
Corona.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason I started. And if I know now what I knew for those first 3 months, where I was just piddling around doing the same thing everyone else is doing, and then I started making the stuff that people have gotten to know me for, I feel like I'd be in a better place. But even now, I feel like that's where discoverability comes into play, because you take a person who's putting in work, who's got a laser focus, who's like if you don't see me or hear from me, I'm working. Like, I'm either at my real job or I'm doing something for the stream. Like, that's just me as a person.
I think that situation is like 100. I think that, well, see, it's wild because conversations like this really slide me into the area to where I really start to have this perspective where everything that we interact with on this planet, in this lifetime, in this existence, is really put on a scale. It's like, it's not nothing is black and white. Everything is really like, it's based off of, it's all situational. It's variables. There's so many things that come into play. And the reasons why I say that is because based off of everything that you just said, I feel like I'm losing my train of thought. What was you talking about?
Come on back, baby. Discoverability. Come back to me, baby.
My fault. I was going somewhere with it, but it was like, nah, bro, this is too heavy, bro.
You're looking at that cat.
This is too heavy.
Many words.
She's chewing on something. I hear her chewing.
Bro, my cat holds the camera for me. It just moves whenever I do. See, like,
that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, it just holds it for me.
I believe you, bro. This motherfucker's behind.
Well trained.
Discoverability. I think that it's crazy because you, just like you said, you have some people who are like forking out hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, but then you have those people who just like you could look at them and say that they have, like, you can tell that they have it. I know QWAVII has it.
Factor, yeah.
I know QWAVII has it. I know she. Am I saying your name wrong?
Yes, you are. No, you're not. You're not. You're gonna say
QWAVII?
right.
It's QWAVII.
It's QWAVI. Yeah, it's
QWAVII.
QWAVI.
That's QWAVII.
You scared me. I was like,
All right.
That's QWAVII.
That's QWAVII. I'm gonna do that. But like, for instance, you could tell. Got it right. Kiwi wasn't partnered for too long, but right off grip when you walked into her stream, you knew what was up. K-Dot, you knew what was up. Think about Sensei CJ before he was partnered. You knew what was up. You knew what was up. You didn't have to ask. You didn't have to question. You just knew. You just knew what the situation was. You just knew. Some people know what their situations are. And then you have some people who are putting in the hours, but they just don't have it. Or they don't have it yet. That's why I say that things are variables. Like these are very, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that are at play.
So I guess it's a more nuanced question than I presented it as, because
No, it's not. It's not even that it's a nuance. It's not even that it's
Everybody
a nuance.
has a different path to it. To,
Right.
like, finding
Right.
their,
Like
their thing.
your
It's a
question is still,
different.
your question is still justified because it's still raising the question of accountability. That's really what that's really what it generates. It generates the process of thought, the process of elimination, to really solidify and really jot down what is the cause of certain things. Is it really your work ethic? Is it accountability? Is it the numbers? Is it the scale? I mean, of course, for ethnic people, it's the color of our skin. Like there's multiple variables that are in the factor, right? So the argument itself kind of becomes nullified and dwindled until we actually can get the facts separated from the opinions. But at the end of the day, I really think that it just factors down to what the general thing is, what we have control over entirely. You say what?
The mindset.
It's totally
mindset has a lot to do with it.
Mindset. That's the only thing you have control over.
You can only control what you can control. You control what you put out.
What you have control over. That's it.
Yeah.
And
If you're going in with like a defense, like if you're already going in being like, I'm not going to get anyone watching me. It's like you're going to put that, not energy necessarily, but you're going to, if you're presenting yourself as like a negative person, like no one's going to stick around. Like,
or even if you're focused on numbers or anything that might derail you from just having fun, or I don't know.
Numbers, I always give them the exact answer that it's supposed to be every single time, and they always look at me like I'm wild for it. Numbers is for homework. Your analytics, your numbers are for homework. Go to your. It's one reason. You just had a stream, right? Turn off your stream. Go to your channel. Go to your VODs. Go to your analytics. Look at the analytics. Look at how many people you had. Watch your VOD. Replicate what you did in your VOD for every single stream so that you can replicate your numbers so that you can grow off your numbers. It's for homework and studying. That's it. It's not for you to sweat over. It's not for you to object and obsess. Oh my God, I had 23 viewers today. Oh wow, I had 54. I don't be giving a shit how many viewers I have. I don't pay attention. I don't care if there's 300 or 3. You still gonna get this Nogi. It's gonna be the same.
If you're new to it,
you said what? No,
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say especially if you're new to it, if you all of a sudden get like a giant raid from someone and you have 300 viewers, if you don't know what you're doing, if you have that number on, you're gonna be like, you know what I mean? Like just like you said, be the you are. Like focus on what you are doing. Don't focus on, oh, no one's here or everyone's here. Like focus on you, your chat. Like focus on who is there. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh, I wish I had people here. It's like if you're commenting live on stream, oh, there's no one in chat. If someone is lurking, they're gonna be like, I'm here, I'm just not saying anything. You know what I mean? Like people are there. Exactly. Right. Oh my God. Streamer Twitter is the worst. It's just like there's always this battle about freaking lurkers. It's like they're all people. People have lives. Like time is the most important thing you can give someone. You can't take that back, and they're giving you their time. Like you need to appreciate everyone.
Yeah, a lurker is like top tier. Like just this person is just literally saying, "Hey, I can't talk to you right now, but I want you to succeed."
That's how I view it. Yeah,
you know,
people like to bag on lurkers. They're like the top tier. Because how I think of it is, you guys. I don't know who you guys watch, but if you watch like a giant streamer, Tim the Tap Man, are you chatting all the time? No, you're watching him. I'm saying if you're lurking in my stream, that means whoever has the ability to entertain without chatting or without they're that entertaining. You're watching a show, you're watching a movie, it's that entertaining. That's good. You don't need everyone, hey, how are you? Like you don't need you need a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, then you know what I mean? As well be in just chatting for all that, you know.
Yeah, people think you're that entertaining that they're just watching you. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be like, oh my God, hi, like someone's gonna say something.
I don't gotta talk. I'll be looking. I don't be.
You don't have to talk.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Lurk is the backbone of any channel. It's like you said it perfectly. With the bigger channels, like if someone like 100,000 people are watching Tim Tam Man, there are not 100,000 people talking.
Chatting.
Right.
Yeah, it might be like maybe 100 people talking.
100 people talking. Not like that low, but like relative to it's not that many people. He's just that entertaining. You don't need to talk. You don't need to interact. So just
that's exactly what it is.
Thing to remember.
So it has a lot to do with exactly what everything that you guys are saying is incredibly important. The mentality, the consistency, the focus, the things that the ultimate, like the things that you focus on is what you're gonna get. What you focus on is what you're gonna get. Laws of attraction is just your brain doing math. If all you focus on is negativity, your brain is only going to find negativity. It's only going to identify negativity. You are in
Quantum entanglement.
Your brain is the most powerful, right?
An entanglement?
But you control
Quantum entanglement. Yeah. Laws of attraction, quantum
I
entanglement.
caught it, Quavi. I caught it. Entanglement?
Oh, yeah, we got entangled.
Come on, bro. It went over your head. I can't catch it now. It's already gone. We're gonna be like, I did some shit. No,
The
but
law of attraction is powerful, for real.
it is.
It
But
really is.
it's like I said, it's really your brain just doing math. People try the way that people express things, the way that people analyze things and depict and project certain situations is extremely important. Ryan, you literally just said that what you say is what you get, right? Literally, even down to the streamer. If you ever, Mike, how many times have you played a situation where you played a game and you were like, "Oh, I'm trash"? How often does that come out of your mouth?
I say that for anything in my life.
For anything. Have you ever really been all the shit that you say that you trash at? Are you good at it?
Oh no, I'm good at a lot of things, but I just like saying I'm trash.
It's like, no, I'm not good.
Right, I'm good at it, but I'm just gonna call myself trash at it. Now, out of any of those things that you are naturally good at, I'm pretty sure that one of them you could have actually made some money off of or been great at. Ain't you?
I mean that my OnlyFans is gonna kick off one of these days. I swear.
Drop that link. Hello.
Exclamation point.
Exclamation point OnlyFans.
It's just him opening up Pokemon packs.
Twitch.
No, but no, I obviously I've been quiet. I've been listening to everybody, kind of what you're saying, and I agree with everybody. And Nagi, like just like you're saying, if I would have known the stuff I know now, and if I would have applied myself as much as I wish I did, we would, Little Light Radio would have been like DCP. It would have been DCP, honestly.
I was, oh my God. Oh, short story. Little Light Radio broke up because I left. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying, motherfucker.
Not
Tell
true.
me I'm lying.
I got busy, distracted by people.
You just got tired of doing it. You quit.
I did get tired. I got burnt out.
I got tired of doing it. And I was just telling y'all, all y'all got to do is just do and as soon as I left, that's when Nagitsune was born, and which eventually became Nagi. So y'all wouldn't have known Nagi if I didn't leave these motherfuckers behind. and then a couple years later, Maru, yo, Cliff, what you doing? Oh, I'm about to do X, Y, Z. Yo, Cliff, you go. Oh, I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to Seattle. Do you want to take my advice now?
But no, so yeah, it goes hand in hand with that, and then also like obviously the work ethic you put in, what you put into streaming is what you're gonna get out of it. So you have to apply yourself daily. It's pretty much a job, but a huge part of it, in my opinion, honestly, is there is a timing and a luck factor. You got to be at the right place, the right time, and part of it is luck. And I'll say it, there's some people who probably shouldn't be partnered, and there's a lot of people who I think honestly should be. And the way Twitch does their thing, and anybody, sponsorships, partnerships, whatever, the way they kind of go about it is very I don't agree with it, but part of it is luck, and it's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that that's the case, but obviously if you're applying yourself and you're putting in the work ethic, you're more likely to get that partnership or that sponsorship compared to somebody who isn't. And like Nagi said, it's you're guaranteed, growth, but you're not guaranteed to, success. And it's unfortunate because like, so real quick,
getting in the viewers. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Because, and there's another harsh thing I'll say. There's some people who shouldn't be streaming. Like you honestly should not be streaming because
100%.
it's so, and let me just tell you that it's so easy right now, this day and age, to stream. On Xbox, PlayStation, you could literally just hit the go live and put up a camera and whatever. But that doesn't mean you should be a streamer. There's some people, and you have to have, just like not everybody can be an actor or a athlete. There's people who shouldn't be streaming because, and it's I hate to say it like that, but if you don't have a value to give out, if you don't have a personality to stand out, then there's no reason why you should be streaming.
I've said that. I always say it. Someone's like, "How do I get in streaming?" And I'm like, I agree with you on that, but I will say I'm down for anyone to give it a go.
Oh, 100%.
But the thing is,
100%.
you need to know, like, not necessarily when to stop whatever, but like, if you're the person who's been like, why isn't anyone coming to see me? Like, you need to ask yourself, like, why? Firstly, why is someone going to click on your specific stream? They're going to see your title. They're going to see your stream preview. They're going to see your title and your name. Like, you need to make sure you're standing out. So I said, I get it. Like, people don't want to stream with a camera, but people will automatically go to someone more with a camera. As like, look at whoever is on that screen and like their graphics and all that. It's like, sell yourself. Make sure you are standing out. You know what I mean? Like, people are going to be drawn
establish
to you.
dominance.
It's not even necessarily that, but yes.
There's a very
You'll be the one guy.
small percentage of people who are successful without cameras, and that's only because you're really, really good at the game for the most part.
I think
Right.
that when it comes down to, because again, like even like as I've been having more and more of these conversations, I'm starting to really pay attention to how we project things and how we say things. I don't think that it's fair to say that some people shouldn't stream. I think that it ties down. Get out of my mouth. I think that it ties down to. I think that it ties down to a part of what you said, because you said that some people really shouldn't be streaming if you don't have any value. However, you also said that, you know, if you want to stream, you should give it a go. I think that the only way for you to see if streaming is for you is if you actually put in 100% effort. That's the only way that you're going to truly see if it's for you. Because someone who can potentially be a fantastic streamer cannot put in this, you know what I'm saying, can put in only 20% effort and not really realize that that's something that they're actually good at, and then quit before they're actually good at it. Or someone who may not actually be good at streaming may also put in 20%, but put in 20% for like 6 years and waste 6 years of their life only to find out that streaming was not really for them. You see what I'm saying? I think that the only way to, when it comes down to, well, I'm pretty sure that streaming is not the only industry, so I don't want to say that. But I feel like when it comes down to this, because this is the industry that we know the most about, because we have to be careful to not act like this is the only industry that does this, because we don't know. I think anyone who wants to stream, go for it. But
Give it a shot,
but you gotta give it 100% of a shot. That's the only way that you're gonna truly know if it's for you or if it's something that you don't fuck with. And if it's something that you don't fuck with, you will know very fast. You will know very fast. I know people who streamed. I've been streaming seriously for about 3 years. Within 2 years of me streaming seriously, I became partner on Mixer. And then the Mixer situation happened, and now we're on Twitch. But there are people who streamed less than me, who became partner on Mixer, and then once the Mixer situation dropped, they left streaming because of everything that happened. Everything that happened, the way everybody acted, the way everybody reacted, they left streaming. And now they're making like 4 or 5 figures doing some other shit. Before I'm writing my notes. I'm writing my notes. A little bit. But you know what I'm saying? There are some people who just, you can tell. If it's not for you, you will be able to tell.
Yeah.
But you have to give it 100%. You have to give it a shot. I just don't think that it's wise to, that you will be able to tell. I'm telling you, there are some people right now who should not be streaming, but they're also not giving it, they're not giving it 100% for them to really get that answer.
Right.
For them
It's
to
just
really
a
get that.
difference. There's people who are streaming for a hobby, and by all means, you can stream to have fun. Like that's what I did my first year. I streamed after work. I just want to get good at Call of Duty. I didn't want to become. I didn't really watch a lot of content creators, so I didn't really have a path. Also, in Call of Duty, I was on Twitch, and there was no Black people. So like, I didn't see anyone that looked like me. I didn't see anyone who I could be like, oh, I could follow what they're doing. I had no blueprint. Didn't see anybody. You know, I had no no, I could do it. They did it. I could do it. Didn't have any of that for like a year. And Twitch, the discoverability only just got better because of like around Corona, like last year. It only just got better. I know Twitch has been around for years, and it's been worse than it is now, and worse and worse and worse. But yeah, 2 years ago, it wasn't that good. So I was streaming for like hobby, and then I think you gotta understand that like after a certain point, it becomes like a business. like not to take like the human out of it and like the joy and all that, but it does become a business after a while. So
Right.
there's some people, like, that's why like some people don't have the tools. So if you want to stream for fun, by all means stream for fun. You want to play with your friends, you want to meet a few people along the way, that is completely fine. Like everyone has their own story, everyone's unique. I'm not gonna say like don't stream, like stream. You're gonna make someone's day. Somebody, just like we're all human, we're all different. Like I could vibe with like one specific person in here and maybe not another, or like you're gonna vibe with somebody who comes by in
Yeah,
your stream.
that's
Like
life.
someone's for someone. So I'm not gonna
That's
say
life.
don't stream, because you might be for someone, you might vibe with someone. But if you're trying to make like a business, if you're trying to like grow on a level, like a bigger level, that's a different story.
You gotta
It's two
expect. You
different
gotta
stories.
dedicate that. You
You
gotta.
gotta
You have
know.
to be able to balance it.
Yeah.
The two
Right.
things, like the enjoyment. You got to be able to go on and play Minecraft and be like, damn, I'm having fun. I'm building shit. I'm doing all this. And then also like on the back end, be like doing all
gotta
the
work
business stuff
your
and
butt
networking
off.
and all these other
Yeah.
things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
obviously great kind of topic and segue, but I do want to get to some questions that people had. How many is too many when it comes to rarity? So if you're streaming a bunch of games, how many is too many? Or even is there such a thing as too many?
Do what you want when you're popping. No, I don't know.
Do what the fuck you want.
Yeah, I
That's
don't think there's such a thing as too many.
That's
Yeah.
facts.
Play what you want when you want.
I started with two, like Call of Duty, Apex. I'm always gonna love Call of Duty. I've always wanted to be like really good in Call of Duty, compete in Call of Duty, because that's where I started. Like I'm just here. I was playing with like my friends, and I was just really bad, like 0.5 KD bad. And like I'm gonna start streaming, I'm gonna get better. So like Call of Duty will always have my heart. But Apex, people
I
love
love me
Apex.
some
People
Apex,
love
man.
Apex. I'm so annoyed at Apex.
Man.
I've been playing since day 1, 2
What?
years. Like
Oh, that's why.
I've been playing since day 1, like every day. Like it's kind of annoying. You can't look. You got to know that game is getting kind
I
of dry.
played year 1 and then I left, and then I just got back in with
See,
this season, and I'm loving it.
You didn't go through that first 6 months of absolutely battle passes and bad like game. Like it got rough. So like yeah. So it was the Call of Duty Apex, and I kind of bounced
Destiny shit, bro. Oh my god.
I remember
everybody's
Everybody I
disgruntled.
know
All the
who
day
plays
1 Destiny
Apex
players are just
hates it.
yeah, everyone hates Apex, but I play. It's a fun game. Ha ha ha. You got to play some games. You got to compromise. I can still have fun and still hate the game, but yeah. And then you'll branch off to your other games, and that's kind of how my format goes. Like I'll play COD, I'll play Apex. Those are my main games that I'm good at, because I like to sweat. Like I like to be good at the game. I like the personality, but I also like to be good. I like the growth. I like to get better. I like to be competitive. So like I got people that come to the stream to be competitive, that see that good gameplay. I like good gameplay. I can't just what does this do? Like I don't like that. Like I like actually playing the game. The 1v1, like I'm here for it. I'm here for it all.
Okay.
So that was kind of mine. Like those are my two, and then I'll branch off. Like, oh, let's play like fucking, I don't know, FIFA. Like I like playing FIFA, like just random games, like playing it all.
So when it comes down to, so for your channel specifically, you're saying that like your power games would be COD and what was the other one? I'm sorry, COD and what else? Apex. Okay, so you got
those are the
Jesus. Set up, relax, calm down. My God, earthquake. Earthquavy.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
No,
Stop it, Dad.
That's over.
No. Bring the cat back. Bring the cat back.
Well, guys, that's the end of the show, and I'll see you guys.
I don't see none of y'all coming up with no funny shit, motherfucker. But no. Like okay, so the powerhouse games would be COD and Apex, right? So for COD and Apex being the powerhouse games, and the rest games, I like to call them the rest games, because those are the games like Destiny would be the power. But my rest game is like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I'm just flying around picking up orbs. I don't want to do.
Those are the anti burnout games.
I got you.
The anti burnout. Yeah, you gotta have those. You got like I don't think people understand like you can burn out of playing the same game. That's why I can't do it. Like,
trust me, we know. We know Destiny.
Talking to a bunch of Destiny players.
Yeah. So like the side games are like the anti burnout, like refreshing.
Ryan, what about you? I know you play this. I think every time I tune into your stream, I think you're playing something different. I know you're playing Alien a couple days ago.
I think there is possibly such a thing as too many, and that's coming from someone who does play a lot of stuff. I just think the thing is, if you're playing something, if you're literally going from like day to day and it's always different, and you don't come back to the same thing, then that's too much. Like for me, like I could like recently it's been like Monday I play Alien Isolation, Tuesday is Mario, and today we play Fall Guys, and that's something different like every day. But like next week, Aliens will be next Monday again, Mario will be next Tuesday until we're like finished. And so like I have my staple games as well. It's like Fall Guys, Is It, and Siege would be Siege is weird with me. So Siege is what I was known for back on Mixer, but coming over to Twitch, it became more of a case of it's very much more people are, what's your rank? What's your rank? And I was like, I've never ranked in my life in that game because I play for fun and I'm decent at it, or I was, but I just kind of stopped playing. And it's kind of like that, get back on the bike and I'm starting to get better again. But like, I don't necessarily enjoy streaming as much as I used to because people are more focused on the competitiveness of it. And it's like, yes, I enjoy winning.
That's not your fault. That's the platform's fault.
Right.
Mixer,
Yeah.
Mixer focused heavily on high intense octane games like that, but the entire community. Do you see her pause? Do you see her pause?
No.
Do you see her smacking at my? Like you don't see. Look.
She's
Oh, no,
blending it. Oh,
I see it.
She's been doing this entire time. Look,
I can't.
She's- she's been doing this whole time, bro.
So
I'm
cute.
really not trying to. I promise. It was Mixer's fault. It's not your fault. Twitch
Yeah.
is just ruthless, and Mixer just really, Mixer just really focused heavily on just making it about just the community. It's
Right.
not your fault. I just don't want you to internalize that. It was Mixer's
no,
fault.
yeah.
We were all casuals on that platform, and that's where the discoverability was.
Right.
It was just us being casuals. We would just really focus on that. Don't bring yourself down because Mixer.
Yeah.
didn't lift you up.
I'm not bringing myself down. It's more of a case of like, as much as I still love playing, it's just like a case of,
That's what
oh,
makes you-
the people aren't necessarily like fully there for anyone, which is fine. I mean, I enjoy playing other games anyway.
There for the comment.
Oh, well.
So
I'm
Aqua,
sorry, I thought someone said something.
No, you're good. Aqua, what about you?
what was the question again?
How many
It was,
games is too many?
How many games?
Yeah.
Too many? Okay. Personally, I don't think there is like a limit, honestly. I think if you're playing like 30 games in one stream, then maybe there's an issue there. But if it's like daily, like you just go between like 3 games a day, and then like tomorrow you're playing like like three different other games, then I think that's fine, honestly.
Got it.
There's not really an
So-
issue with it. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because that was my next question. And Flawless, I want you to kind of take this one. When it comes to doing a stream in a day, from what I heard before, it was initially a bad thing to keep switching games in the middle of a stream. Do you think that's the case still now? This was years ago when I first started kind of looking into everything. Flawless, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, if you're in the middle of a game and for whatever reason you're like, let's say you're not having fun, you're getting tilted, the quality of the stream is going down, then in that case, it's beneficial to switch games, switch to something that you're going to enjoy more. And I know for me, I actually make content around it. So like if something happens weird in the game, I have this whole thing that happens in stream. But like if I've rage quit Destiny recently and I've literally alt F4 in the middle of a match and then put on Apex and switch games. So no, I don't. Now, like ALQHA said earlier, if you're doing it constantly, switching games, you're going from all right, Destiny for an hour, Apex for an hour. Now we're going to Call of Duty. Now we're going to play Pokemon. People don't know what you're doing,
Mhm.
So everything is within balance and within reason. But no, if you're not having fun, you're getting tilted. The quality is going down. Switch a game, change something up.
If when it comes down to that, I would. We can all give the advice, but it's really difficult to really implement it when the time arises. I know that I've done exactly everything that Flawless just said. I've done that. I've played Destiny, had horrible experiences, decided to switch to another game, had horrible experiences, decided to switch because I was just trying to find something that I enjoyed so that I could play it for a long period of time. And I spent 3 hours just being mad.
Right.
I just got off. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, you just on tilt at that point.
Try
Not-
again.
not good.
No, I wasn't getting no W's, bro. I
Y'all
wasn't
mad at
getting-
COD and Apex? What?
Listen,
Oh man, that one.
listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough. It's tough because I can't. Listen, yeah. It's just the news. But I like when it comes down to that, I would say like planning it out. honestly, if you realize that you're having a bad couple of games, just immediately structure. Be like, you know what? Let's watch. You're a streamer. We spend all of this money putting in all of these different setups, bro. Watch some YouTube vids. Do some reactions.
I was
Make
gonna
some
suggest
content.
that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a chat
I was
for a
gonna
little
suggest
while.
that.
It's like a bingo card, and then the free space is just chatting, and that it's just the middle two. It goes about.
Just go to just chat it and then sit there and just play some regular ass Scrabble. They got some fucking bro. They got some website games. They got horror website games. There's legitimate the amount of things that are on the internet for entertainment.
I did a tier list a
Entertainment
while
that you
ago.
can stream.
Oh my god, I wanted a tier.
Put that
Those are
there.
perfect.
Let's
I
put
did a
that.
tier list a while ago of like streamer friends of mine that I could beat in a fight.
I'm not doing that. And it was just it didn't go well. It didn't go well.
You did that?
I'm not doing no tier list in Destiny at all.
No.
Nope. Do y'all remember the last person who did it?
There was
and what happened?
there was a horrible tier list that went
We're
around.
not gonna
and-
talk about that. We're gonna move forward. But
Yeah.
someone did it and it didn't go.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that one.
It's just really best to keep it fresh. It's like I did, like recently. I mean, I've seen loads of people before. I've started playing marbles on stream a lot because it's just a nice way to be like, hey, you can't decide who's gonna win, but it's a way of people just be like, oh, I'm gonna get hyped in chat because it's like, oh, is someone gonna win? Is you have no control of this game, but your ball with your name on it might win. But everyone's just like, oh, and I'm just there like shoutcasting along, like I'm a bloody football hooligan, just like talking real quick, all this, and people are just enjoying it. I'm enjoying doing it. It's just like it's just fun, and you know what I mean. It's a nice way to
That's
just
always my
end
go-to.
the stream.
Fun as shit,
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
ton of
that's
shit.
my
Chat
go-to.
interactive games are amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What you saying?
I was
Wood?
gonna say like sometimes I focus a lot on gameplay when I'm not doing like a personality type of game, like oh I'm having fun. Sometimes I'll focus really hard on COD. I'm doing ranked on COD or I'm playing Apex like heavily, and I get into my mind. I'll get off stream feeling a little like I like chat interaction. Like I'm the biggest. I'll read every single thing. I'll read a trolls comment. I'll read everything just to get some content, just to have some fun. Read it all. So when I feel like I don't have that chat interaction and I'm playing games and I feel like I'm sucked into the game, it's nice to like go back. I'll get off the stream feeling kind of drained, and the next day it's nice to like get off, start new, go into just chatting, interact, and like seeing who's there for you. And it just like it kind of just like builds up, you know, the community and
it brings
it just uplifts each other. It's just really nice
absolutely.
to
Fuck,
do like marbles.
one of the things that what was it? I always use Sensei CJ because he has multiple things about his channel that are just fantastic, unique ways that really are a way to integrate a stream to solve the problems that we're talking about. For instance, his Mugen streams. His Mugen streams are he sits there and commentates. He sits there and commentates, and his chat be betting channel points on who's gonna win, and they're fighting. Be ridiculous. I was watching him play. I love shout out to Sensei CJ. He left me in charge of his stream one day. And he was just like it wasn't anything crazy. Like he was getting up and he was like, "Who am I gonna put in charge of chat?" And he was like, "Nagi, it's you." And I'm like, "Fuck!" Like, oh, Nagi, you stink. I'm like, bro, what is this? I'm new here. Like, I got jumped, I got insulted. We were all watching Mugen the entire time. It was literally like his Mugen streams is exactly what happens when your teacher leaves the room. That's and if you can think about all the wild shit that happens when the teacher leaves the room and how fun that 13-second moment was, that lasted
The whole jam session.
that was the whole thing. And that by itself is enough for you to come back. So there's multiple ways you can do it. It's just you gotta be unique with it. Kiwi. Every single time I go into Kiwi stream, somebody is dropping some fucking weird ass sound that she did in a previous stream. And now I'm stuck in her vibes trying what the hell was that? I'm stuck in her vibes trying to catch when she did with that sound originally. Like there's multiple. You just gotta be unique. You just gotta be creative. If I don't want to fucking play this game because it's driving me insane, then find something else to do. Let's watch Gumby or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun. Let's watch an anime in Discord or something. Something. Just like she said. Something that you can do with your community. As long as you can do with your community, it's fire. It's fire. You just gotta be creative. You don't gotta game.
You gotta be creative.
You don't gotta game every stream. It doesn't have to be a gaming stream every stream. People
Everybody's already doing it. You gotta be unique.
A channel for you. Flawless. People don't come because you game you play. They come for flawless in that forehead. It's okay because
They come for auntie.
and I got a widow's peak. It's lit. Yeah, we out here. I'm not Vegeta by accident.
He got the Vegeta. He got the Vegeta.
Yeah, Don't make fun of my widow's peak. I'm an adult.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Do you guys find that it's more difficult to get, like, I don't know here who does community night, but do you find it's a little bit more difficult since you focus on rarity to get community nights going, or do you find it more easier?
It depends if you say ahead of time what you're doing. I find like we haven't done community night. I've never necessarily called it community night, but Sunday is like our chill day. So it's like, hey, if you want us free, come and play. And like for a while we were doing like Among Us like every Sunday. And people would show up and I'd message people. I kind of always find it weird and necessarily like difficult to do community nights because quite often people want different things. Like people will often ask, "Hey Ryan, when are we doing GTA next?" And it's like I haven't played GTA in like 2 months. But there are people who first followed me because I was doing a GTA night, and like they still come and see chats, but they're like, "Oh yeah, GTA," or like, "Hey, when are we doing Siege next?" And it's like they'll come, but it's just, I kind of want to try and like a lot of people at that point when we're wanting to play Among Us, and so we're playing different things with Among Us. And so I think it's difficult, but if you can plan ahead of time and get kind of interest, but like you want to like plan it in like a week's advance. You don't want to be like, "Hey, tomorrow I'm thinking of doing this," because you're not going to get anyone. You know what I mean? Or you might, but it's gonna be like hit and miss, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Definitely preemptively let people know, like by like 30 minutes or an hour or something like that.
What if any, what do you guys think would be a con of doing rarity streaming, or a difficulty that you guys face?
For variety streaming?
Yeah.
The grind.
I think.
What do you mean by the grind?
It's harder for you to retract viewers.
You gotta have it. You gotta you just gotta grind it. Yeah, just to bring them back for something other than the game. To me, variety streaming is people that are there for your personality. Like I don't care. You could be like I wouldn't call it variety streaming if you play FPS. Like you play COD, you play Apex. I wouldn't call that variety streaming. I would call myself a variety streamer because I can play any game and people would come for me. I wouldn't call someone a variety streamer if they just play different games. Like so that's my unique. Just because you play different games, it doesn't make you a variety streaming because you'll say, "Oh, I can." I play Call of Duty. I play Apex. That I don't be like disrespectful to anyone who might call themselves a variety streamer because of this. But I play COD. I play Apex. I play Destiny. I play Siege. I'm a variety streamer, but you're not a variety streamer if you have people coming to your channel to watch you play COD, and then you play Siege. Oh, you're coming to my channel because I'm playing Siege. Oh, I'm playing Destiny. Oh, you're coming to my channel because I'm playing Destiny. You're not. Those aren't people coming there for you. They're coming for the game. You're just playing different games. Yeah. That's my opinion on a variety streamer. I can play I was playing like 3-on-3, the game that came out like 4 years ago, the free-to-play basketball 2K bootleg game, and I had 50 people, a little bit of people, and they were like, "Oh, you got viewers on 3-on-3? That's a feat." Because like no one streams that game. And it's like they're not here for the game. They're not here for the game. Right. that's the difference. Or you got like this many here, this many, like that. It's not the game. That's why I put out that tweet. You saw like I work really hard to try to be a variety streamer. That doesn't mean you just play games because
your brand is built around you.
Yeah.
Instead of the game.
And that's what I've been doing personally with my streams. I consider myself variety because when you come to my stream, I truly believe, not to sound however, but I believe I have one of the most unique experiences you'll see when you come in, because you come in and if you follow, you're gonna see a follow alert you never seen before. You're gonna see, you might come in when I'm doing karaoke, or you might come in and I'm doing one of my videos, or you might come in and Auntie's playing. Or it's
like a little hangout.
Yeah, it's just a spot. And then so I'm constantly just doing crazy stuff with chat.
Everybody has a theme to the channel,
right? So I'm usually playing one of two games, unless there's some new hotness. But what I do is what I believe to be different, and that's what makes it variety for me. Like so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest, pro of variety streaming is the fact that, because if you put yourself focused on one game, if let's say that game just like completely bombs, nobody's playing it no
Tanks.
more, that's it, and your community is based on that,
I've seen it happen.
yeah, maybe you'll get lucky and they'll follow you, but a large amount won't. They won't watch you anymore because you're not playing that game. You'll be playing something different, and
I know, like,
that's why you don't want to be
partners.
focused on that. Like, think
Right.
about the fact that, I mean, obviously, everybody so far, from what I've seen, I haven't obviously been able to see everybody, but everybody from Mixer is doing a lot more successful, is a lot more successful since transferring over to Twitch. But there was still a lot of people who followed them and watched them constantly that didn't come over from Mixer to Twitch for whatever reason.
Right.
And it's the same way if you switch a game. A lot of viewers won't come back. So you definitely want to solidify yourself as a variety streamer in the event that a game just tanks, it's not playable anymore, whatever it is, you know, it's not
going
in
to-
fashion.
Ultimately, it's going to probably take longer, but in the long run, it's the smarter choice.
100%.
It is.
At the
Yeah.
end, it's like both routes. There's multiple routes to be successful at streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Whichever route you take is going to be a route. It's just I feel that to prioritize flexibility of content, going the variety route is the smarter choice because it'll take care of the problem of what you can and cannot dip into once you solidify who you are as an individual. Ninja is someone that can do that because he's Ninja. But the reasons why I would never consider Ninja, like she said, the reasons why I would never consider Ninja a variety streamer is because people follow and watch Ninja to play games skillfully.
Right.
Mhm.
They
That's
watch
also a
people
thing.
dick shit in regular ass games.
It's like there's like people who can get bigger or larger off of skill, and there's people who get larger off of personality. And I always tell my
Right.
friends, I always encourage anyone that I know that's good at games, because I meet a lot of competitive people, I meet a lot of good players, stream, but don't let the gameplay, because it's really hard. First of all, it's really hard to get big off of gameplay.
Right.
Because, like, you know how I know so many Apex players, I know so many masters. Oh my god, they're the best players on PlayStation, on console, on PC. But they'll stream and they'll get like 5. You know what I mean? Like, they'll stream and nobody cares. That's because it's so hard to get big off of gameplay. I always say that's a route. You can grind for that route, but also like consider the content creating route. Like, consider your personality. Consider being good at the game and making content. Put out tutorials, put out videos, put out value to other people instead of just like, I'm going to sweat on this game, I'm going to stream to sweat on this game, and people are going to come for my skill. So that's really hard to do if people don't really like know you. You don't put yourself kind of out there in that way, in my opinion. I always tell friends to try
I think
that.
it can be a mixture of both, though. I felt as well, though, because like I know people who oh, well, I've lost my train of thought. I like, you know how there's some people with, like, I would say to do variety because it's like what you just talking about with the mixer move. When a lot of people came across, that was everyone's like reset button. It's like, yes, you got people coming over who wanted to follow you for you. Now try it on a different game. You know what I mean? Because then at that point it would then reduce the people down. It's like, hey, if this person was only following this person who was mega popular on Fortnite, who's now playing Apex, they're gonna be like, oh, this ain't Fortnite, and leave. But you're gonna maintain that core lot,
Yeah.
and they're gonna now going forward. No, I'm playing all these different games.
And those are the people you want anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
Right, exactly. The way I always say it, if it's like, I know, for example, if I'm playing, I see it all the time when I'm playing Fall Guys. There are some people who anytime when I'm playing Fall Guys, they'll be like, "Can I play with you?" And it's like, "Sure," because I'll play with whoever. But it's the people who will stick around for whatever I'm doing, and like, then it's like, "Yo, you're there like always," and like you're like cheering me on and whatever I'm doing. It could be Alien, like I'm playing Alien, and people are there because I'm getting scared, and people like to see that because it's just me just screaming.
Yeah.
People they like to watch the weirdest things sometimes. But yeah, I think I would definitely recommend someone to like try to just play whatever you want, because there are some games out there, for me personally, it might be the same for anyone with different games, but it doesn't matter how much I love someone, like I will chat to whoever, but if someone is playing Escape from Tarkov, for example, I will still be there, but I won't be necessarily as active, because as much as I love you, it's very hard for me to watch that game because it's so slow, and like the other person or the person streaming has to be like focused at all times. It's like, when are they gonna look at chat? And so it's kind of a weird one for me.
I winded up clearing out my Twitch follow list for a lot of streamers that I just was not watching. It was a lot of the bigger streamers because I just wasn't watching them. It was more so that I was following them because they were popular. But in my personal taste, I like interacting with streamers, and it's hard to do that in a stream where there's thousands or hundreds of people. They're not going to
I
read your
don't
message.
follow anyone over like 1,000
Yeah.
followers at a time.
There's
That's not
like
because that's no
Yeah.
nothing wrong with them. It's just I like to interact in chat, like you said.
yeah, there's maybe 2 people that I follow because I don't really, doesn't matter if I talk. I just like watching them. But you know, I like everybody who interacts with chat. That's like my main thing.
Yeah.
And I watch people because I like their content as people, not for the games. So Ryan, I pop in. It doesn't matter what game he's streaming, you know. And everybody knows I'm a serial lurker, so you'll most likely see me in your chat because I have my work computer and my stream computer, and I'll just hop in and literally the first message I say, I'll be like, "Hey, what's up? I can't hear you, but I'm here because I'm working." And my work, I had to listen to stuff, so I can't listen to the stream. But I hop in because I just like, you know, supporting obviously, and then just talking to the people themselves, and not really I'm not really there to watch the gameplay. It's really just the kind of the personality, which is what you want from a viewer, because no matter what game you play, you want them to come in. And you know, Glad is a great example. And we always use Glad as an example. When he's streaming Destiny, for the most part, he has 2,000, 3,000 viewers. If it's something new in Destiny, he has like 12,000. But when he switched to another game, like when he first started doing it, I think God of War was his first game, he had only like 600 people. Like 600 people watching him. Now he's solidified himself as a person who plays other games, and now he's back up to the 1,000, you know, 2,000 range, because he solidified himself as a rarity instead of just focused solely on Destiny.
But that came from the consistency of everything that everyone was talking about here, and when it comes down to providing variety content, he dealt with
reestablish yourself.
Right, he dealt with the hardships of looking at the views, knowing what they meant, understanding what they meant, and knowing what was coming. Because he decided to play these regular games, and he wasn't just like, he was playing these regular games, but he was, like I said, doing Glad content while playing these games. Because I watched him play. What was it? He was playing Horizon, and he was like, "Bro, we're playing Horizon. We're playing it on the first playthrough. We're playing it on the hardest difficulty. Still Glad, bro. Still Glad, but on Horizon." So everyone was like I said, they're watching Glad content in a NOGI, in a Horizon directory, or a COD directory, or a Destiny directory. Of course, he's gonna have the most viewers because he solidified who he was in the Destiny directory. It's harder to do that when you're solidified, when you're already a name.
Yeah.
But then again, that also raises the conversation of, that raises the counter argument. Because how long did it take for Glad to become popular in another directory because of the fact that he's Glad?
He did it. He did it a lot faster, and I would counter and say it's a lot easier to do it as a person who's already established, because you're definitely gonna have people coming in because of you.
So that raises the question of, then that means that it's really, then that nullifies the entire argument itself. That just means that the argument no longer becomes what works best. And really, it's just a matter of what you want to deal with at the particular point in time.
Yeah, I think it means
ultimately
down to the streamer.
It's down to the streamer what they want to do at that particular point in time. Because ultimately, Glad is a prime example.
Whatever, no matter what directory you're in, if someone clicks on you, and I think QWAVII said it earlier, if you're not doing something entertaining that will hold their attention, they're gone. They're going to somebody else's stream. No matter what you're playing. No matter what you're playing. You know.
So then, like what we're doing with this, because if that's the case, well, shit, then that means that it goes down full circle. Because if you're a solidified streamer in a solidified community, you're more prone to getting faster traction in another directory because of the fact that you're a solidified name. That also depends on the directory, because he didn't choose a title that was trash neither. See, QWAVII is different because QWAVII chose a random ass title and still solidified her viewership. Glad went from a regular, average game to a better game. So was it like that? That also is another variable, because he went from Destiny while sitting at 1K, 2K, and went to Horizon and was sitting at 500 to 600, and then he grew into. Go
This
ahead.
goes back to what I was saying earlier. I guess what I was trying to say about discoverability, because Glad doesn't care about discovery. Glad is Glad,
course
right?
not. Right.
He if he hits go live, he got 500 in there off top in the first
Right.
5 minutes, and he's probably going to end with 1,000 at least.
Right.
But discoverability comes in, but like you said, he's going to be doing Glad stuff, and when people come in, they see him doing his thing. It's like, oh man, this is cool. Is it like the vibe? He's really good at the game. I'm gonna stick around. You know, he likes hamsters, whatever. You know.
You don't know the half of it.
It's a weird
It
ass
only gets
joke.
worse.
For
I
some
was gonna
reason,
say I'm not part of the Destiny.
listen,
I tried.
It's a subtle joke, but for some reason, word got out that he be fucking hamsters. That was the word that
He
got
like-
out, and
he
just if you just understand he has
no.
hamster emotes. None of us question it. We don't ask. We don't bring it up.
No.
We don't
He
talk
just
about it.
accepts
He like gets
He really-
mad when you ask
he
about
likes
it. He's like, "Don't talk
No,
about it."
No, he does not
talks
get mad.
about it. He talks about it.
He wants you
If
to
we
talk
ask
about it.
him, he talks about
He
it.
wants you to talk about it. I need
Glad
to
you
look
be
him up.
fucking hamsters? Yes. All right.
Chill, bro.
You gotta
But
relax.
like
Oh
I'm
my
saying,
god, Ryan.
It's
He
lit-
has the
I
emote. He has the
I
emote,
use that. I
everything.
use that everywhere. Like
He
I
looks
think in
kind
my
of crazy.
of all of Glad's emotes, these are the three that I use the
Listen.
most. It's
My
these
literally,
three.
literally, my first interaction with Glad was a video that I saw.
that
where he
him?
was- That's
Yeah,
him. That's
that's him.
definitely him.
Oh, and
My
that one.
He
first
looks
video.
very. If I saw him in real life, I would run. Well,
Glad-
in this photo, in that photo,
Yeah.
it's scary.
My
that's
very
it.
first interaction with Glad content was him buying like 14 steaks and coming home and like smacking them on the counter or some shit. Like he was talking about meat and how man needs to devour meat or some shit like that. But
Yeah,
to connect with to connect
sounds
with
about right.
what I was
Yeah, it
saying,
sounds
what I
like
was saying is, you know, he's gonna be doing, he's gonna be doing Glad stuff, but
Right.
he's got the ability because of his already solid base to do that.
Mhm.
Because discoverability is not where I think it needs to be on Twitch. I think I forgot who said it, but somebody had a post the other day said, "What if Twitch had the discoverability of TikTok?"
TikTok.
You know, so you know there's buku, there's millions of
Sensei's
people
teacher.
trying to make it on TikTok. Was that Sensei?
It was Sensei.
Mhm.
Yeah, millions of people trying to make it on TikTok, but if your content ain't funny, it ain't funny. So there may be a Glad type gamer out there
Oh, I see what you're saying.
who's got the quality and is able to do what Glad does.
So
But
you're talking
nobody knows who they are.
So you're
Right.
talking about the variables and differences for TikTok.
Mm.
Is that what the for the discoverability on TikTok, from what I'm reading, from what I read and from what I pay attention to, it seems like the most seen content are usually the most enjoyed content. So the shit that goes viral is the shit that everybody wants to share.
Right. People, they watch it, they like it, they share it, you know.
Right. Whereas on Twitch, it's more or so the most popular person is the most viewed. So the
Which
person
is-
who has
The current viewers.
Exactly.
Which is why it's easy if
Which
you
is
have an
doesn't-
established audience, because Glad automatically,
Yeah.
like Flawless said, he's gonna have 500 people off the get. You're gonna be at the top of, if not at the very
Mhm.
high part
That
of the
makes
directory
sense.
already. So people are gonna come in.
And if
But
I go there, I got
based off of the so with that variable, and this is exactly why I say that everything switches into variables. So based off of hello, is that a what the hell was that? Mom, Dad? Jesus, I don't got no drugs yet. I ain't re-up yet.
His face froze while he did. Oh my god.
Anyway,
New
when
wallpaper.
it
Let me screenshot.
comes down to the variable,
Wait, did you eat yet?
no,
I was gonna say,
no,
I was gonna say.
Enjoy it.
I was
Go
wondering this.
I'll have to if you don't want it. I'll heat it
Just
up.
do it while you talk. Just do it while you talk. Bro.
and bully me for my fucking food.
Let me
Eat
get a
it.
nugget.
Just do it.
I just want a nugget.
I don't got no.
It's gonna get cold. You gotta pull it out the
It's
bag.
gonna
Oh, it's been cold. It's been too
cold.
Those
Just finish it now, then.
those are
before
gonna
it's
those are gonna be the
The temperature
nastiest.
is only going to drop from here on out.
Those are gonna be the
You need to
nastiest,
sell it.
soggiest
You need to
flies.
take it out of the
so
bag.
sad. That's the
and
nastiest
consume it.
fry.
How
That
cold
is-
is that fry right now?
That's the soggiest fry I've ever seen.
God.
This shit, it rock
Just eat it now. It will only get worse from here. The temperature is
Yeah,
going to drop. Consume
You
it.
just,
Just finish the
it's
bag.
getting worse as time goes. Like the food is slowly getting.
The amount of time you're
cooler.
wasting just eating that one fry, the burger is getting colder.
Thanks, Mike.
It's even colder.
Welcome.
Mike!
All right. So Nagi, let's wrap up your thought, and then we can do it because we're hitting about to hit the 2 hour mark. So let's wrap up your thought, and then we'll go to the last one.
To solidify onto the counter, well, not the counter argument, to build off of what you were just saying, Flawless. The argument would 100% be solidified. It would 100% like hold a ton of more weight if we knew how Glad started. And see, that's the only difference. We don't know, because our conversation originally, that statement was dedicated to people who are just starting out, like people who don't have the fan base, who don't have the platform, who don't have the name, who don't have the brand, who don't have that. So if we ask Glad how he started out, then we would be able to say, okay, so based off of how you started, did you start in just one title, or were you a variety streamer? Did you start with one thing and then slowly integrate
the YouTube?
Right, because he started
popularity.
he did one man shit, the YouTube stuff, and that's how he started out. So ultimately, he started on one title, and then
Right.
once he got his branch, now he's like, okay, now I'm not. So ultimately, to close everything out, the person who has the most accurate and well thought out thing to say about this entire topic is QWAVII, because out of everything that we've said, she has been the one that has been most locked on to the area that addresses both sides. Because what she said is dedicated to perception, which also, Flawless, you said as well. So it's really dedicated to perception and what you're willing to deal with in the process of chasing the goal of being a successful content creator. Because it's not a matter of whether or not you can or cannot do it. How you view it is ultimately going to decide how far you're going to go and how you're going to be seen as a content creator in the first place. Because if I'm a solidified name, and I know that I want to start playing other titles, I'm going to play other titles regardless of whatever is going to happen.
Tim the Tatman is a perfect example of that. You listen to him and he started on Fortnite. If you listen to him talk, he said, I switched from Fortnite to Call of Duty or whatever, Fortnite to, I think it was one other game before COD, some other game. And people said, you're going to go down because you're not playing Fortnite. He got his success off Fortnite or some game. You're going to go down because you're not playing the game that made you successful. He switched over and he laughed because it's in hindsight. Like he's in the future now laughing, telling the story like, I'm good. And then I'm switching to COD. People said I couldn't leave such and such after Fortnite because I'm switching to COD. People are going to leave. He's laughing. Ha, I'm good. Like, it's so that you're established, you're good. He knows, like he gets paid to play fucking indie game number 39 and he's good. Like he doesn't need
Shit, Tim is playing Monopoly. Let me go watch that.
Right. Why does Monopoly have 30K viewers?
When people watching me play stuff, he would, he wouldn't
so
normally play.
Well, that's the thing with Glad. I typically, anything that I've watched mainly Glad is when he's playing something that's not Destiny. Like when he's playing Horizon, he was playing Outer Wilds, and something
playing
else
Spider-Man.
like Valheim. Spider-Man, that's it. I went in there because I'm like, oh, this is him in a different environment. I'm gonna go and check him out.
You're connected to him. He's a personality. You're like, let
Right.
me see how he brings his content to this game. You're not there to like, oh, I'm just here for Destiny. No, you're there. That's why you're a core. I mean, I don't know if you're still a core viewer, but that's what makes someone like a core like viewer. They're the ones that's there for you. That's what you need to grow around, not around like the viewer number or the game or what makes you you.
And as a side note, as a side note, I think it is important to also note though that the streaming environment and being a streamer now is way different than it was, a couple years back.
Even a year ago, like
there's
so many people now who know more about streaming because of what's happened in the last year.
Yeah.
Like this is their way they watch content, or like you said yourself, Lawless, you got into this more through what happened with the coronavirus. It's like this is a whole new world that people are discovering because they are at home. And so it's like I like, even for myself, like I've been streaming for nearly 2 years at this point. But like, and that means half of my time has been during all this. And so it's like I've been like, it's weird to think that like myself, but also just everyone else has been someone's entertainment in a time when like everyone was kind of down or whatever. And so it's gonna become a case of we'll see in the next few months and the year, like as everything starts to get better in the world, like how that will change again, because it's like, well, a lot of people will disappear because they
people have to go back to work and all this stuff.
I wondered that like 6 months into coronavirus, or like even when school started, because I don't know how long you've been streaming, but like in August, the kids go back to school, adults, it's a little harder. The viewership drops. Viewership does drop, but like it's been a year, and it kind of seems like we're still on the up. Do you guys think it's gonna go down just because I feel like I hope we're plateauing at like a good high place, and I hope it doesn't go down because I feel like yes, we're still on lockdown and we're still kind of quarantining, but I still feel like Twitch has put themselves out there, like streaming in general, content creation, gaming, esports,
You're
all that
talking
has
about
been
viewership?
out there. Yeah, and just like interest in general, because
I think
gaming is still like a niche kind of thing. Not everyone not everyone and their mom knows about esports and gaming. It's still kind of a
Yeah.
small like.
I
Anyway,
For
I
me,
think that go ahead, Flos.
Go ahead.
No,
I
go
think
ahead.
we're up.
Yeah, I was just gonna say for
Mhm.
me, my viewership rising, and I learned this early on, is not really based on what I do in stream. I've only recently started making my content available in stream. Before it's off platform. So when I grow, it's usually because a video went hot and then people came in to see what's up and they decided to stay because of what I'm doing in stream. So hopefully, because of the way I've set myself up, that I'll still continue to see growth. I don't want to rely on Twitch.
What do you mean?
Um,
What do you think
you
about
gotta
like the
have
whole platform in general,
Yeah.
though? Like outside of
yeah. I mean, but then it goes back
'cause
to what I think Maru said it earlier. You know, if people want to watch, they're gonna watch. So I don't
Yeah.
know if it's a platform thing.
So
You know what I mean?
I think it's that everything that kind of happened, Twitch now has more eyes on it. So people who probably wouldn't have watched are watching, and I think a large part are going to come back. But I think Aqua's would probably be a good person to ask for this. But I think it's just the fact that a lot of people probably won't have time because they have to go back to school or they have to go back to work. So like right now for me, I'm working at home, but eventually, and I think I have this conversation coming up. I have a couple meetings next week, but I think eventually I'm gonna have to go back, and that's gonna change up everything for me as a streamer, and then also as a viewer. Like I'm not gonna be able to lurk in anybody's stream because I'm gonna be physically at the office.
Right.
so you think there's
So
gonna be a
like
dip?
I think
from
there's going to be a
when-
dip
Yeah,
once like everything goes
Okay.
to legit. Like, and this is still a large. This is still like wait time because it's still COVID is still a thing. There's still despite what Texas is doing. Don't follow that. Don't follow that example. But
my God.
things are still real here. But like Aquas, for you go to school. So what do you think? Like for people who go to school, the viewership is going to obviously be dropping down because so many. Not that it's only kids on Twitch, but a large part is kids from school.
Yeah, I mean, I think on Twitch, I think Twitch's stuff is going to go down 100%. But I think if you have like hooks and other platforms like YouTube or TikTok or whatever, those places are still going to have a lot of traction because even before that, YouTube was popping.
Yeah.
TikTok was popping before COVID, all that stuff. So if you're there and you're ready, you know what you're doing, you're going for it, and then you're also like letting people know, like sneaking in, like, hey, I stream here sometimes. So when you're free, stop by, and then also kind of set up your schedule for streaming in times that like I know like majority of my viewers, I know who like goes to school or whatever. I know like I know some of them like are in the UK, so I stream at times that are like very like in between, so that all those people have the opportunity, like it's in between all their free times, they can come by to my stream and there's no like school or whatever in the way kind of. And I think it's really important to kind of set yourself up like that.
So you know what I compare it to? For me, streaming like Twitch is like cable television, and YouTube and TikTok is like Hulu, Netflix. I don't watch cable. I don't have
Yeah.
cable because I don't have a time where I can just watch it
That
when it's
makes
live.
sense.
But YouTube and TikTok, I just jump on and watch whatever.
Those
Just
are
like
those are
YouTube.
the hooks.
Yeah, it's just like Hulu, Netflix. When I want to watch a show, I have it there already.
I'm
So
gonna take it a step further, and I'm gonna say that this advice right here, this lovely just gathering of information, just hold it tightly, wrap it up. This is something that you should probably do at the start of everything. Don't wait. I have to make a TikTok now. You have any idea how grueling that process is for me, bro?
Oh, trust me, I made one about
I
2
have
months ago.
no idea how to
I
work
hate it.
I don't either. I downloaded it because like, why is this video automatically playing, and why am I getting recommended all these things which I know nothing about?
Who is sending me messages telling me that if I save the
Why do I have
fucking
20
video-
notifications about a live or something? Like, oh my
Right.
god.
Yeah.
I hate
No,
this.
what is this?
Why,
it's so
why did I get a
addicting.
message to send a message?
Right.
Yes, what is that? How do you turn that
person
off?
this person
How
is
do you turn
thinking
that
about
off?
following you. You're like, what? Why do I get a notification?
What I do is
Thinking about it.
Random notifications.
I
How
grab
hard
like
Just-
funny little snippets from like YouTube videos of mine, and then I just post it to TikTok, and then get
That's
the
what I'm doing.
associated.
Mm,
Yeah,
It's
I'm
almost
gonna
like
start doing
TikTok
that.
is an
Do it.
advert for my stream.
That's
Almost, you know what I mean?
That's smart. I need to
And
start doing that.
Instagram Reels too.
Much work.
I literally
Yeah,
have
I
an
post them,
editor
I go live on
specifically
there.
for TikTok videos. I sent him.
Yeah, I've
I'm like,
seen those
bro,
people like, who edits videos for TikToks? I'm like, what?
just
There's
edit it.
editors for you're
You-
paying people? That's crazy.
Yes.
Someone's gotta do it.
You gotta-
Someone needs
listen.
I don't wanna do it.
Look at all of the successful people on
Same.
TikTok doing absolutely low quality shit. Imagine if
Mhm.
you came up with a
Mm.
$1 billion idea that would work if it had no quality. Think of these people. What's that dude's name? The dude who's like the most fun, like he's known as the most funny. He has the glasses. Every single time,
Mm.
like somebody be like, "Yo, do this," or else, and he'll be like, "Or else," and he'll throw his hands up, and it's like, "Oh shit!" You don't know. Like he literally films everything from just a selfie camera. Can you imagine? And his idea, his videos are hitting millions. Imagine if the motherfucker had quality. Look at King Vader. King Vader started on cell phones and it was popping. Now you see the dude with high quality stuff, and he's legitimately
On
having
Netflix.
he's having movie premieres.
He got that Netflix money.
Give somebody an idea and you give them quality. Take one of your
No.
$1 billion ideas, get yourself a little editor, and put that shit on TikTok and watch what the fuck you do. Watch what you come up with. Watch your numbers grow. But like ALQHA said, have your shit tied into so many different platforms so that you don't gotta worry about one of them going up or down.
Right.
That's
100%.
something that you should be thinking
real.
about when you get into content creation. People think that content creation is you just going live. No, you creating content, fam. You creating content. Creating content is literally anything. It's a form. If it's a form of content and you created it, you're a content creator. If you make mouse pads for a living, if you design mouse pads, you're creating content. If you're designing microphones, you're creating content. Not one person who. If someone who is making a microphone is not thinking about making a microphone one particular way so that it works one area in one fashion, no, they want to make a microphone that's multiple use so that they can make multiple money. Make multiple content from multiple platforms. When we was doing Little Light Radio, we never once thought to ourselves that we was going to stay specifically dedicated to YouTube. We knew that we had to do things with Instagram, with Twitch, with Twitter, and with YouTube. We focused on YouTube weekly. I focused on Twitch daily, and we focused on Instagram. What was it? Hourly? Bi-hourly? Dropping a
posted a
post
lot.
or so, or we dropped a post, at least 5 posts a day.
Couple
and we had
lives.
a couple lives, Instagram stories. We designed shit for our Instagram stories. Like, we was doing multiple shit, and Little Light Radio, even now, was sitting at what, 21,000?
So like 24,000 followers.
24,000?
Yeah.
And this is after we stopped fucking with it. We haven't touched Little Light Radio in what, months?
I don't have the account anymore. Purple
I
has
don't
it.
have the account anymore. Purple has it. What was the
Yeah.
last post? I don't even want to check. I don't even follow
I
him.
don't know.
You start posting memes on there.
I mean,
a while ago.
Instagram itself
people
has
does.
issues, but yeah, obviously we're getting to that 2-hour mark, and obviously I don't want to hold you guys for too long, so we're gonna go into the last question, and then you guys can do your outros and then your shout out. Question would just be, kind of the basic question we always have at the end. Just one piece of advice for somebody who's looking to get into streaming with variety. Just kind of one little tidbit that you would offer as a piece of advice, and then your shout out and your outro. So QWAVII, we'll start with you.
Oh man. Didn't I say at the very beginning, as long as I don't go first, I'm good? Okay. Off the spot, off the dome. A tip for someone who wants to go variety is, I want to just say keep going. Just keep going. And know who you are, and know how you want to put yourself out there. That's super important. You gotta know who you are first. You gotta know how you want to be represented, how you want to be out there, so people can gravitate towards you. If that's what you want to do, if you want to be known as a personality, you gotta have a personality. You gotta know your personality. You gotta put yourself out there. I guess be entertaining. Shout out to my mama, and you can follow me on QWAVII everywhere. It's in front of them. It's QWAVII on Instagram, on Twitter, all that. QWAVII on Twitch. Thank you guys for having me. I don't know who found me. Maru, you sent me the DM. Thank you for having me on here.
Yeah, of course. I don't know how. I think I was just
I
I was
know
just
Nogi told you, or
no, I
wait,
was
'cause-
I was strolling
Oh, okay.
scrolling on Twitter, and I saw, obviously we're doing this episode, and I saw your tweet, and I was like, oh my god, that's like I gotta get her on.
Out of all of the people that you follow, Maru, I don't know anybody that be bothering QWAVII like I be bothering QWAVII. So I know for a fact it was me.
Well, shout out to you for having me on here.
No, of course,
Thank
of
you. It was
course.
a lovely experience. My first podcast.
No,
Appreciate it.
well,
It's your
thank you
first
for.
podcast?
Same.
Maru, you ain't
I know.
you let us be her first podcast? Us?
Gotta start it big. Gotta start it big. What are you talking about? I want to be like that when she gets like super successful. I'll be like, yo, she was here first though.
Nah, because we did that with All Live Radio and it didn't go well. And because it was, who was our first? You remember who our first was?
I actually don't.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Well, thanks for reaching
There's
out.
a store here.
No, yeah, I really don't remember it. No, seriously, I don't remember.
Okay.
You text me.
I did.
You did? Oh, okay. Hold on.
There's a reason, chat. There's a reason.
Oh, stop.
I need to know now,
Anyways,
that's
never mind. QWAVII, thank you for being on the show. Appreciate it. Nagi, you bastard. You can go next, asshole.
It's gonna stop. You're gonna get mad at me because I was only telling the truth. This is what being me gets you. Being blunt, being honest, it gets you in trouble.
I do.
What was the question?
I was getting in
That's
trouble.
true.
One piece of advice you give out to somebody who's looking to get into that kind of streaming, and then obviously your shout out, your
Variety
outro,
streaming.
all that good stuff.
My shout out is myself because there's a lot of people who are walking around healthy because I chose not to do some shit. So today I'm giving myself
Oh no.
shout
I'm
out
weak.
for staying out of jail, for being black out of jail, not no violence. If you go to Starbucks, please understand. If you are a customer at Starbucks, you are immediately an asshole.
What
Awesome,
if I order my stuff ahead of time and I don't interact with anybody there?
You're a future asshole.
Oh man.
You're an asshole in advance. Motherfucker. That's what you are. My advice to anybody going into streaming: know who you are first. That is going to make sure you go far. If you're interested in the craft, you're already going to give your all naturally. But if you know who you are, nothing is ever going to make you question what if. You're not going to deal with doubt, or the most doubt that the most of us deal with. You're not going to question what you're capable of. You're not going to question what you can or cannot do. You're going to know those answers. And those are the things that most of us run into that really stops us from shining. Know who you are before you get into any of this. Because all of this shit is just lights and curtains and pictures. That's all it is. That's all it is. We just all do it differently, uniquely, creatively, but that's all it is. We all turn our lights off. We all go to bed. We all cry at night. We all
Cry.
Mm,
Wait.
I cried
Oh,
during
he
the
said
day.
that.
I said it.
Cry at night.
I said it. Stop acting like you above the. Stop it. You're
I
not
think
better than
that's just
nobody else.
you.
No, it's not. No, it
They
ain't.
falling asleep.
It
Falling
ain't.
asleep like
All lying. All y'all lying. And some of y'all are just blessed that I get it.
I don't snore, I just cry.
Just cry myself to sleep.
Cry when I wake up.
But
All right.
yeah, just know yourself. Just know yourself. You'll be fine. Just know
Awesome.
yourself.
Next we got Flawless.
So my shout out will actually be to ALQHA. He's yeah, he's little homie, man. He's been grinding. He's been putting in work. I see his YouTube popping off, and it's because he's working for it. So I want to give credit where credit is due. I see you. I still hate you, but
I hate you too, bro. I hate you too. I hate you too.
Hug something. I couldn't.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I unlocked my phone and this is what I see. I just unlocked it. Like, I wonder what's going on my phone, and that's what I see. Never mind.
Glad. That's how he gets you.
Good nightmares.
And what do we do? My advice to anyone starting would be to, very similar to Nagi, just but a little different. But just figure out why. What is your reason for someone to want to follow you? You have, that goes in line with knowing yourself. But what is the value that you offer that would make somebody? Is it entertainment? Is it gameplay? Is it personality? Is it something different? Figure that out and then move forward with that. No matter what game you're playing, as long as you know that, and as long as you stay true to that, you should be fine. And then I guess outro, you find me at twitch.tv/D_flawless. Also on Twitter at TheDFlawless. Also Instagram, TikTok, TheDFlawless. Posting weird and funny and unique go live videos and weird stuff in stream when you come through and show love. So hope to see you in chat. Come in and say hi.
Awesome. Flawless, thank you for taking the time out. Appreciate you, brother.
My pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Mr. Ryan Uzumaki.
I want to give a shout out to Nogi's McDonald's for hanging in there. No, it's always
so cold. I've lost all
I think that was the best shout out ever.
I want you need to upload a TikTok of you eating that cold, nasty sandwich.
I want to fucking fight. Tell me.
The burger's gonna be like shaking out of cold in his hands, just shivering.
Disrespect me in this. I blame Mike, bro. I want you to. This is all your fault.
Totally my fault.
It's all your fault.
My serious answer would be like just no one specifically. It's more a case of I still see it like nowadays with everything that's going on in the world. I know it's a rough place and everyone's going through some hardship, and some people have it worse off than others. And just keep hanging in there. If you need to chat to someone. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. And yeah, like the world seems to be on the up, and hopefully we're all gonna be out of this sooner rather than later. And yeah, just keep going. That's basically it. Oh no!
Oh my.
QWAVII, this guy look familiar to you?
Oh my! I like how like one eye you're blocking one of his eyes.
Oh,
so,
you
like,
want to see the full thing? Oh wait, let's bring him back. Where'd
No,
he
no.
go? Come back. You want to
That
see
was-
the full guy? Don't worry about it. Look, he's right here.
The smile, not the
Look at
smile.
him.
What?
I don't know. It's gonna be
He doesn't
subject of my nightmares
fucking blink at
next
all.
week.
Oh,
Why doesn't blink? He don't blink, bro. That's exactly.
Doesn't look like it.
That's how he streams. He looking straight in the camera, just like that.
I just said he doesn't even breathe air.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even breathe. Is that what you-
Yeah.
It just
Alright.
goes through him.
Why am I back? Why am I back?
Or-
Fuck that, Ryan. You ain't shit. I'm out. No, fuck that. You ain't fucking my-
Give me your food.
Fuck y'all.
I don't think you want it, bro.
Y'all ain't shit.
All right. Sorry, Ryan. Were you done, Ryan?
Oh yeah. The where you can find me. You can find me on Twitch and TikTok at Ryan Uzumaki TV. You can find me on Instagram at Ryan Uzumaki Gaming, and on YouTube and Twitter at just Ryan Uzumaki. And that's
Awesome.
me.
Awesome. And last but not least, Aqua. I
My
just
tip.
want to say I appreciate you, staying past your bedtime and everything like that. I know you gotta get some sleep.
Now I'm done.
Got him. It's fucked up.
Tell your mom I said
Oh, you
sorry.
made him cry now.
Wait, go back.
Oh, you.
Okay, listen here, buddy. Okay.
And coming to shit. I was like, yeah, finally. I was gonna fuck him up.
Okay, guys, let's. Oh my god, my bad. What did I just turn on? Okay. My tip would be to figure out this is in line with like basically what everyone's kind of said so far. Find out what makes you unique, and build on that, and build on you. Another thing would be to kind of study up before you go into it. Like figure out what you're going into, figure out the best way to do it, and the smartest way to do it, not the hardest way to do it, because burnout is real and it is bad. Trust me. And you want to figure out the best way to create content without, losing yourself in it and going too hard. Because I know, like, over the summer I streamed every single day, and then the last week I literally died. Like it was really bad. So that is my tip. And you can find me anywhere under the name ALQHA. On Twitter, it's ALQHA Ray, and then TikTok, it's ALQHA Live.
You said Valkyrie?
ALQHA Ray.
You're a
Oh,
Valkyrie?